Coming to you from the Varsity Sports Bar and Grill on Beachmont Avenue in Anderson Township, it is another very special edition of the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Carroll, and let me open this beer, if you would, please. Been waiting for that all day. Rob Herking, is this going to be your first beverage of the evening?
Sure is, Dan. Thank you, buddy, for introducing me. You look like
why
you woke up
why
on the
don't
sidewalk.
I believe that?
You look like you woke up on a fucking sidewalk.
I had a long-ass day today. Long-ass day. About 12 hours with Corbett putting up graphics. And then I have neglected my yard for weeks now. And I couldn't take it anymore, so I had to cut the grass before I came up here.
So you guys put one banner up because we know it takes 9 hours for a front door.
No, we did it. We did a lot of work today.
Jason Kiefer, Jesus. What's going on there? I see you still have the
look at the new look, the fresh.
He's got
fresh,
the clean cleaner on the lip still. I like that.
Cleat cleaner.
Yep. It's where you pull it out and you just kind of wipe it off like you're at a pro shop.
Zappa's always got to have the little patch.
Don't really think that I need you to give a fucking visual.
Well,
but that's what you do.
I do all the time
that's what you do
when you're wearing that. You honestly, I didn't recognize you when you walked in. I was like, fuck, where are my kids? I need to keep them away from this guy. Oh, wait a minute. That's Kiefer.
Salamander in all caps says, what the fuck, Keef? Jesus, you couldn't prepare us. Back to the norm.
Back to work.
Back to the norm. Back to work.
Shuffling papers all day.
Shuffling papers.
Yeah. Check counting fire hydrants or fire suppressants in restaurants.
Not yet. I didn't do that today. But that is in my light duty world.
You got the stick where you have to measure shit like they do in here.
No, just a stick to reach like exit lights and shit.
Oh, that's right. Press the button to make sure the battery back up.
Because I make sure I check every exit light in every public building.
Yeah.
Where were you in?
Because
Beverly
I'm
Hills
responsible.
Caught fire?
I probably doesn't take.
I wasn't born yet, dude.
All right.
I wasn't born yet.
Were your parents at least trying?
That was May of 77. I was born in November of 79. But thanks. I appreciate you remembering my birthday. Thank you.
Wow.
Love you.
Who else is here, man?
So we got a
tremendous guest today.
We've got a local celebrity.
Nobody.
We've been waiting to have you on for a long time, brother. A long time.
Well, I know that I was supposed to be part of a package deal, but you just have to deal with my package.
Oh, don't worry. We'll start busting some balls here in a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. He will regret not having shown, and he would have regretted having shown. So either way.
This is a gentleman that goes by Finn, who was part of a morning radio show, Gamble and Finn, who were fucking huge in Cincinnati and one of my favorites. And
never heard of him.
He came. Yeah, of course. There's Rob. Everybody, Rob's here in case you weren't aware. No, him and Gamble I would listen to them on the way to work, and so much fun. Just two guys, what we're doing, talking shit. Yeah. Obviously, they were on the airwaves, so it was a little bit different.
Try not to say it, but certainly talking it. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, he's been up to a couple of our live podcasts, and we talked about having him on as a guest. And he was like, well, let's see if we can get Gamble too. And Gamble's busy today, but we do plan on definitely having both of you back. But welcome to One More and I'm Out of Here, my man.
I love it. We had a great time. We were up here for Bronson and a couple of others. Damn it, I missed the Wildman Walker one though.
Oh, well.
I did.
Believe it or not, he wants to come back and do it again.
Does he? How much is he going to charge you for that one?
I'd dish out $20 for one of his books, man.
Did you?
Yeah.
He left. It's funny because you and I obviously have crossed paths up at LW, and we walked into the studio one day, and his book was laying there. I guess he had given it to Rocky Boyman, and so I took it, and I took a pic.
He went to Notre Dame, right?
Who did Rocky?
Yeah. Rocky Boyman.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Wildman.
No, Rocky. I mean, do they?
No, he hangs out at Mount Notre Dame.
I'm surprised.
in that panel van you were showing me.
I'm surprised.
The white Toyota. That one. A lot of that going around on the neighborhood blog.
But yeah, Rocky went.
That guy.
Rocky was a Notre Dame guy. But
was he acting like he was reading it, or was he actually reading the book?
No, he actually, it hadn't been, the spine had not been cracked. It was laying there. So I took it.
Oh, so it wasn't Christopher Reeves.
No.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Well, my bad. Is that too soon?
He will not stand for this, just so you're aware.
All right, Stephen Hawking.
The book, I took the picture and I sent Rocky a photo of his book, and I took it with me and I said, I have taken your Wildman Walker book, and unless you give me $500, I will give it back. So I put it in his mailbox
give it
about
back.
6 months later.
That is great.
I'm like, I never saw the money, so now you get it back. But no, it's great. I just live here in the area, and I just thought it'd be fun to come do this. I appreciate you guys having me
We
here.
appreciate you coming.
I'm glad. I wanted to be the first one to say fuck, but you guys, all three of you, beat me to it in the first 60 seconds.
100 fucking percent. You know the rule on that one.
You got to
Finn.
drink on
Yeah,
that
you got to
one.
drink on 100%. Cheers.
You know what's sad is after that rule was instituted, thanks, Crumb Ryan, fuck you. During normal conversations with people, I'm listening to an interview of a client by a police officer, and he's like 100%. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm sitting in my office. I don't have a drink. I'm gonna have to get a wet bar because I wanted a drink while I was listening to that.
We have now.
So now you're
indoctrinated.
Jones.
I said it again,
when you're
damn it.
on the job. Unbelievable.
I know, it's sad. Every time I hear it 100%, fuck, I gotta quit doing that.
Oh, Rob's already primed to pump, so we know where this is going.
Well, it's 8:15 when we start this shit show. You know damn well what's going on.
I know. I'm well aware.
And normally it's 8:15 because Dan's running putting a door in. This is your fault for going back to work.
Well, I'm sorry.
Damn you.
I can't help it.
So Finn,
I'm looking over here at these old porn photos.
Yeah, hold on. It's gonna come up on the main screen.
Oh, you're gonna get up.
I'm working on some things.
No, I don't want to see anything older than 1990.
what years were you guys active?
So this
Well,
shit's no fun.
I actually go back to EBN and the Dawn Patrol back in the day with Eddie and Bob and them as Dolphin. That's where, and then I just shortened it to Finn because Doll didn't really quite get it done. And so then I went to Atlanta and then came back to compete against EBN. And so we did 2010, 2011 for a while. And then, then I went to Bogarts and he went off to do his thing. And at NKU, I mean, he's got like 72 gigs. Gamble does.
And that's where I met you for the first time in passing, but down at Bogarts.
Yeah.
Bogarts is our smaller concert venue on the University of Cincinnati campus that bring in a lot of great bands.
Yeah, I've had the honor of being the GM there twice, 89 to 91, which was awesome.
God damn, the long-term one?
Yeah, the old school.
89, 90, that's a fucking long time there.
Yeah, well, I got to see some pretty good. I saw the Chili Peppers came in there and 9 Inch Nails and Motorhead and everybody I cared about. And then the last 5 years I was there, I didn't know one fucking band that came in there. We had YouTube dickheads coming in there with their moms on a bus going, oh, how many performers are there? 44, because each of them had about 90 seconds worth of material, and those shows would sell out. Meanwhile, we're doing The Darkness, and you could shoot it. Well, I don't want to say that. That's why I left, because I knew someday. But yeah, it's like, this is ridiculous. So it was fine. It was time for me to get out.
9 Inch Nails. I'm pretty pissed too. We got to talk to Eric. 9 Inch Nails. They used to have Animal up here. That song, "Fuck You Like an Animal."
Yeah.
And I used to play it when people pissed me off at 6 p.m. during dinner hour. They took the fucking thing off the jukebox.
I wonder why.
There's nothing better than an 85-year-old couple having dinner for their anniversary, and "Fuck You Like an Animal" is playing loud on the jukebox.
Again, I've said it many times on this podcast, is why we can't have nice things.
Well, when the cops eat lunch too, NWA, "Fuck the Police," I tried to play that. They took that off.
God.
Sons of bitches.
I wish one of those guys would fucking tase you one of these days.
I've given them ample reasons.
Fuck yeah, you
I
have.
called one cop to give me a fucking ride because it was cold out and I was walking from here to the lounge, which is like 3/4 of a mile, and I had a beer in my hand down Beachmont.
He calls it a black and gold cab.
Yeah, it's my black and gold Uber. Fuck, where are you? He's getting a 3-star.
Uh-oh.
I'm tracking you. It says you're 2 minutes away, but it's taking you 20.
The one I called, he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I'm on a detail." I was like, "Well, look, man, your car says protect and serve, motherfucker. I paid taxes in this neighborhood. You need to pick me up and serve me."
Yeah. Keep me protected.
Hell yeah.
We've covered all this ground many times
know.
before.
Yeah,
It still makes me giggle. Though.
I get the sense that there are a few
Damn, we've covered
common-
groomers ad nauseum.
You're the one who keeps bringing it up.
I know it's on the tip of your tongue.
I've got a story ready to go if there's a
fucking
lull in the
Christ.
conversation.
It's
But I
about a
want to hear
groomer.
more about your days at EBN.
right.
I've always thought that Bob, the producer, is just one of the funniest guys,
no doubt,
and
funniest person
most
I've ever
creative
met.
guys out there. And what what's he been doing since his EBN days? He's doing some stuff on Facebook or something.
Yeah, he still writes quite a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
which is nice to see. He still puts out and one of his big things was he always did eulogies if somebody famous died.
Those eulogies.
He would write eulogies.
I mean, we should have him on to do a Bob Barker one. He's probably got a Bob.
Oh,
Barker
he's already.
one
I'm sure
ready
it's up there. I'm sure it's already up there, and he's probably had it in the can for I don't know how long.
I should call him and have him read it to us on
Well,
air. I mean, it'd be hilarious.
He is singularly the funniest person I've ever met in my life. And
Yeah.
when I would fill in for Eddie when he was on vacation, he did one of Oprah the octopus that died somewhere, I guess at a at a zoo somewhere or aquarium, and then he did one called "What Dolphin Means to Me" by Robert J. Berry on my last day, and he would always do that. And I was laughing so hard I peed my pants a little. I couldn't even move. I couldn't do anything. I was dying. That's the first time he ever laughed at his own stuff on the air. We got to laughing, and Jimmy the Weasel had to take over because we couldn't finish. And we did it, and we put it on the Best of the Dawn Patrol CD, which I thought was a great idea, called Jello or Jelly Pudding.
Yeah,
but it was Smelly Pudding, backed as a reference, and I thought it would be clever.
Well, Jelly Pudding goes back to the early days of EBN.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the very early days.
Yeah, the old school stuff with the classical music and everything else. And I thought it would be great to make like a package for Jello Pudding. That's what the CD would look like, and on the back, all the ingredients and the calories. And I made it one serving. So it was one track. The entire CD was one track, which pissed everybody off because nobody could find anything on it. And so he was mad because that was one of his funniest bits, and he could never find it. But he still writes and still does stuff, and he's not driving much anymore because his wife told him that's probably a terrible idea. Because
there's Wild Man Walker.
No, he's not. No.
Shit, when he pulled up, he makes me go out and fucking load his goddamn motorized wheelchair thing in. I'm like, that thing is heavy.
Is he on the?
He's on the what they call it, the jazzy.
We should make fun of the fact that he's in a jazzy. We shouldn't make fun of that.
That thing is heavy.
Oh, I know it's because
not making fun. We're stating the fact.
It's the most work that you've done in like 2 years.
Loading
that thing into the fucking.
If I was W2 on the fucking podcast, I'd have workers' comp right now. I hurt my back.
Well, you won't allow us to have an HR department.
Fuck no, it's my protection right there, baby.
Exactly. So guess what? We don't pay into workers' comp.
I did the best I could to encourage him into a business venture because his knees have always been classically bad.
Yeah.
And so I wanted him to come out with a line of Wild Man's Walker and do those, and he would not sign on.
He would have killed it.
He would have made a killing.
He'd have killed it now.
Oh, put Bengal stripes on him, you sell them from the top of a billboard.
Oh, it'd be fantastic.
Oh, fuck, people can't get over him.
You know, it'd be awesome too is get the tennis balls at the ass end and fucking load them with peanut butter and see if you can get across the parking lot or a certain distance with dogs. Just let the dogs loose.
You're selling them in a veterinary parking lot.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. A dog park down on Kellogg, load it up with tennis balls, let the dogs out.
Never know. You could do it out there at the old Annie's down there on Kellogg.
We chat quite often.
Is that place still in business?
You and Dennis?
Do you?
I get a text at least twice a week.
Really?
But it's not Annie's.
He'll go in spurts. But
it's not called Annie's anymore?
No,
it's Riverfront Live.
Yeah.
Okay.
They bring in some pretty good bands down there too.
Yeah. When they're not underwater, they're doing a hell of a business. Yeah. But and that's not competitive bullshit. I mean, it's just the facts. But does he always want to give you a good grab every once in a while when he sees you or talks to you?
Oh, wow.
No, he wants me to buy the second edition of the book.
There's another edition?
He added to it.
I'm still not mentioned in that one either. I guarantee it.
I didn't know there was. Did I know there was a second?
It just came out like 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
so it hasn't
long
been out
ago.
that long.
I must not have gotten my New York
He
Times
added some
email.
more stories.
He sent me a picture of his new book.
Thumbing through it and just grabbing a couple stories here and there because I haven't sat and just read the whole thing cover to cover. But I mean, he's got some good stories, and the guy was a Cincinnati icon.
Oh, still is. People, it's amazing how many people still know that billboard stunt. And
they love Wild
We took
Man
him down and chained him to the stadium the first time when the one.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that one.
We chained him.
I know
to
he
the
talked
stadium.
about it, but I forgot until you just said it.
But we did all kinds of stuff. We had him quit one day. He and I worked out this gig where we quit on Fool's Day, and everybody thought it was real, which is amazing that we were able to pull stuff off.
Well, that was
EBN.
EBN was so well known for that. They used to do a whole Fool's Day parade, and people would call. And I was at 700 at the time when that kind of stuff was going on, and people would call, "Hey, I'm hearing about this parade on WEBN. Where is it?
Yeah,
how do I see it?" I said, "Look at your calendar. What is today?"
Oh, we just answered. It's where it always is. Click. And I'm the one that worked with the team to end it because we just didn't have the staff to pull it off to do it the way we wanted to. So what we did was when people called up, say, "Where's the parade?" They're like, "Oh, it was yesterday." And that was the end of it. But the best,
But see, that's when you could do shit like that,
Yeah.
like the pregnant bikini contest.
Oh, yeah.
You could do
Oh,
all
yeah.
that shit then.
That was
now,
at Hooters, right?
Now, oh fuck, you're done.
no, we tried to resurrect that at Bogart's when I was there. We went to EBN and said, "You guys want to do it?" They're like, "Yeah, we'll do it." And then corporate said no.
Well,
they
you know,
can
that's
do
why we don't have HR. That's why we don't have corporate. We can do it. One more, and I'm out of your podcast.
I
Can
know.
do
One
it.
of the worst things that ever happened in radio.
You're
is
looking at
Is corporate.
Oh,
I
no
mean, come
question.
on, man.
Even if you
Horrendous.
ask the guys that were kind of behind it, turning it into that hub and spoke and that whole thing, Randy would be the first one to tell you, "Nah, I might have done it differently." It just became a nightmare. I mean, for the most part, radio blows anymore.
Yeah.
And I know there are some companies,
especially FM radio.
there are some, I mean, everybody's still sitting around waiting for a new Metallica record or a Chili Peppers record or a Foo Fighters record. It's like nobody wants to hear anything new. And the problem is nobody's making anything new because nobody will play it. So it's too bad. It's too bad. There are some companies that are still out there and kind of on the edge of still trying to do it right. But I mean, for the most part, it breaks my heart where it is now.
Yeah.
So
Corporate sucks. I mean, anything when corporate gets involved, HR gets involved, shit gets stupid, and it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
And people need to have fun. I mean,
Well, I ran
who
through
wants
that.
to work at a shithole?
Well, and
that-
especially in the world that we're living in now.
Jason, quit smiling. God damn it. Quit smiling. You're going to get fired. Go see HR.
And not to go down a rabbit hole, but I mean, the world that we live in now with all of the bullshit, and don't care which way you lean, left or right, conservative, I don't care. You're fucked.
Yeah.
If you have a good time at work, somebody is pissed off at you
Oh,
for
yeah.
doing so,
Yeah.
and you're probably going to get fired.
Yeah.
I miss the old days when you can slap a girl on the ass and say good game and it was legal. You know?
And that's why
And you
you're,
knew it was a
that's
girl.
why you're,
No, you
that's
can't.
why you're in
well,
a
yeah.
one-man law firm.
That's why we have no HR on this fucking podcast. too.
Well, we
No,
used
you
to,
can't even think about that kind of stuff anymore.
God bless our HR director. God rest her soul. At 96 Rock, we actually had a sweeper on the air that says, our HR director thinks harass is 2 words. And, and that was true. And she would actually come in and go, "Do these jeans make my ass look fat?" I'm like, "No, your ass looks great, Tina." She was our HR director. She didn't, I mean, it was what we were supposed to be, having fun. We were supposed to be, to your point, entertaining.
Yeah.
And when they suck the life out of it, and the same thing happened. I mean, the same thing happened to my dad. He was a banker for years and years in Louisville, and then PNC came in and took over for his community bank, fucked it all up. I went through this and watched, J-Core become Clear Channel, become iHeart, and then Bogarts from the first time to the second time became Live Nation, and that came with its whole set of other things that were way different, and it just became too much about security meetings and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I'm too old for this.
And each time it changed, I'm sure the rule book got thicker.
Yeah.
Oh God,
thicker.
I had a 37-page. I had to put together a 37-page. What do they call that? EOP, Emergency Operations Plan.
Yeah.
Basically just drawing arrows of where to run out of the building if you had to, but it was 37 pages long.
You should
that I
have
had
just
to
put a
do.
picture of you on page 1 and said, "Follow me."
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Fuck, that's easy.
like the guy in the bomb suit.
That building
If
Yeah.
I'm running, you better run
for
faster
the last
than me.
50 years.
What's that?
Bogarts.
Oh no, I fixed it all up.
I mean, that's it.
That was my job when I got there, is to
Yeah.
redo the inside, just new floor, new roof, new everything. The
But
whole.
still, but the way you get out is still the exact same.
Getting
though, isn't
out,
it?
yeah. Well, and the thing you have to tell people, and this is something I would tell you if you're watching, anytime you go in anywhere, the first thing you should do is look for how to get out of it.
Yep.
And don't go out the way you came in, because that's what everybody's going to do.
I call it
Exactly.
bullshit. Second thing you should do is look to where to get out. First thing is, where in the fuck's the beer booth?
Well, there's that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you got to find the one without the line
Yeah.
and the cutest girl.
I look for 2 exits, and I look and see if the building's sprinklered or not.
Uh-huh.
Like, these are the
Oh
things.
yeah, of course you do.
So I just sit there. I'm like, okay, all right. So I can go there.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's what you honestly do?
If it's a place I've never been, yeah, definitely.
I'm not looking at sprinkler. I am honestly
was-
looking
what was-
for the beer booth.
What was the name of the club that fucking Great White was playing in? The Station
The station, yeah.
up in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had people stacked up like
Motherfuckers.
cordwood on the way out the door trying to crawl over each
Yeah.
other.
I mean, it's Beverly Hills Supper Club, just modern day.
Well, yeah, indoor fireworks though, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
had pyrotechnics that just
Yeah.
lit shit off.
They
and
lit up all the soundproofing
In
material.
a place
or
that sounds like it was a lot like down on the river, like Annie's.
smaller. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was much smaller,
A
lower
venue
ceilings
very similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they filming
Terrible.
a Pepsi commercial at the time?
I don't know.
with Michael Jackson's corpse.
Yeah, and Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah.
Look at that. Call
But-
back to trivia earlier.
Trivia
But
night,
Ben,
baby.
we're about less than a week away from the biggest event of the summer, the EBN fireworks down on the river. What you got any good memories of the EBN fireworks? When
Not a single one, which is proof that I was at all of them.
Yes.
because
Nice
that
answer.
and just being on the periphery of that, working in the
Yeah.
same building as the EBN people. I mean, almost everyone on the staff there had a role to play
Yeah.
in making that thing happen.
Oh.
I think it's one of the greatest radio promotions of all time.
There's
in
no
the
question.
history of radio.
No question.
But what it's turned into now is only a shadow.
Well, now it's
of what-
Riverfest fireworks.
of
You
what it
can't
used to
fucking
be.
drink.
Now, well, that change was made years ago to allow them to do it on Sunday instead of Monday,
Is that what it is?
and that's why.
Are
And that
we in
was
the Bible
trade-off.
Belt now? We down in Nashville?
Well,
Memphis?
it was security, a lot of it. But I mean, to your point, I mean, we started out, all the staff that was on the air or whatever, and salespeople and everybody, they got limos and brought everybody down to Barleycorns on the river.
It was a huge
And we
deal.
owned
Yeah.
the whole boat for the
Yeah.
day, clients and
Yeah.
everybody, and everybody was just hammered and had a great time, crowd wars and all that stuff, and smoking cigars and kissing people on the mouth who you'd never met and all that, when you could still do that. And then all of a sudden Barleycorns went away, and then it was the Bell of Cincinnati, and then it got a little bit, well, this is where the salespeople will be with the big clients. And then,
For
and
God's
then it
sake.
started doing
yeah.
that, and now they do it on the serpentine wall, at the bottom of the serpentine wall, and the shine has been taken out of it, such that it's now the Riverfest. It's not
It's
the
corporate.
goddamn Riverfest fireworks. It's the fucking EBN fireworks.
Yep.
It'll always be the
Always
EBN
be.
fireworks.
EBN
care.
Toyota, it's corporate now.
Absolutely. Whoever I work for, I mean, there's green blood in my veins still because I loved that radio station.
There's green blood in Dan's too because of the
That's
tarnish
I
on
didn't
that
notice that. That's a
wristband that
little
he's wearing.
weird.
Well, that's all right.
But you know what I mean? You were right. That was the ultimate party for the city, thrown by the radio station, who didn't ever expect anybody to show up the first time.
Yeah.
I remember
So-
the last time I was there, drunk as shit. Everybody was drunk. Guy is ripping on a handicap sign, trying to pull it out of the ground. A cop walks up, taps him on the shoulder. He's like, "What's your name?" He's like, "John Doe." I'm like, "Ooh." He takes off running. I was like, "That's fucking awesome."
It's pretty good.
They didn't even chase him. Like,
My wife Jane is calling. I gotta go.
yeah,
Yeah, but as a kid, before I got into radio, that was one of the things, and I had always wanted to be in radio, but that was one of the things that made me want to be in radio, was seeing that event, and
Yeah.
to me that just said that that's the power of this medium, that they can get. And Jay Gilbert tells a story about the very first one that they did.
Yeah.
They weren't expecting maybe a few hundred people to show up. I think that first one, they had a couple 100,000 people
Yeah.
show up,
50 to 100.
and they were like, "Oh my God, this is out of control." Then it became an annual event, but you went down there every year, and it was just huge. It was so much fun. Me and my buddies, you take a cooler full of beer, find a place to sit, party all day. I mean, that was such a Cincinnati thing. And
I'm amazed it's still happening.
Yeah,
honestly, because it's as a line item in our budget. I never knew the exact cost because we weren't allowed to know that. But I
Sure.
guarantee you, somebody in Texas, when Clear Channel took over, and I'll tell you a little Clear Channel story here in a second that you probably would be familiar with, that I'm sure they looked at it and go, "This doesn't make any money." And it's like, if it makes $1, it's worth it. That's all. That's what it needs. This needs to just be flat, if anything.
Right.
And so I thought it would be long gone by now, but I think you'll appreciate this. We had kick-ass business cards that were photo business cards of the fireworks when we worked at EBN, and everybody had their stuff and they had their title on there and their this and that. I always had nonsensical titles that I made up myself. Senior vice president in charge of what was it? The Garment District subdivision of brute force cybernetics. And I mean, it was whatever, but I just made them all up. It just didn't matter. But the Clear Channel came in and said, all of your business cards need to say a Clear Channel radio station on them. And I'm like, all right. So I got new ones made. And at the very bottom, it said a Clear Channel radio station. And in parentheses, it said whether they like it or not. And I've still got some of those. Fuck those guys.
You're a man after my own heart. I
Those
love it.
guys,
just start digging.
The Mays
immediately.
family had no business being in entertainment. And then they appointed a guy. This was the greatest guy. You remember John Hogan? Remember that name?
I remember the name. I don't think I
Yeah.
met him though.
He was the guy that came in and was kind of running everything. And I always used to laugh. I'm like, oh, the guy who's in charge of the vision for the company is cross-eyed. All right.
shit.
Holy shit!
And he is. Look him up. Google. It's worth a
definitely,
Google.
no, I definitely never met him.
It's worth
Yeah.
a Google.
What's his name?
John Hogan.
That's hilarious.
You should go as him. I'll give you my trifle blind cane, and you can go with him. Go for him as Halloween.
On Halloween. I wouldn't. He was on fire. I wouldn't do what I've had to do for the last 10 minutes on him.
He was in Clear Channel, right?
You got to
Yeah.
pee already.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
You got to get your prostate checked.
He was knocking a few of them back before he came in here,
yeah.
man.
Look at the one on the second row
all
far
about
right.
timing.
Second row
Go to
far right.
Buc-ee's.
Oh yeah,
See what I mean?
that's a good one.
Buc-ee's pays $133,000 for car wash.
Did you?
managers.
I couldn't believe
Yeah,
that.
it's true.
And their general managers are making what, 175,000?
Yeah, with vacation and benefits.
I mean, that is crazy. Man. Is that place that have you? I haven't been to one. They're going to build one in Huber Heights,
yeah.
which for those of
Jesus
you who
Christ.
don't,
Rob checked into one.
No, yeah, I fucking did yesterday because Friday and Saturday I heard from two different groups of people how awesome it was and how they drive out of their way for fucking Buc-ee's to get gas. And somebody, Brooks, showed me a video of the entire smoked meat line that they have
Yeah.
and talked
Oh, yeah.
about what he ordered. I'm like, are you fucking there for gas? You're on a multi-hour
Oh
trip.
no, you're there for a while.
I'm not going there.
Yeah.
I'm not going there either.
I'm not.
I thought,
I'm getting
we were-
a shitty ass gas station next to the highway to fill up my tank and get back on the fucking road.
but for those of you who don't know, we're in Cincinnati. Dayton is about an hour north, and they're going to build one in Huber Heights, which is in the Dayton area.
Mhm.
But
Nobody
I
stopped at
I
Dayton.
saw how much they were paying their managers and the car wash managers, and I guess you got the
Yeah.
What are you really looking at porn over here?
No, he's looking at
I'm not looking at porn.
Oh, that's the guy.
That's the guy in charge of the vision of our company
Which one's he looking
at
at?
the time. Huh? I don't know. You never, if you were getting yelled at, you always thought he was yelling at the other guy. It didn't matter.
When he said to Google it, I'm like, all right, well,
I had a
I'll
boss-
give it a shot.
It's googly eyes, literally.
I had a boss like that one time with a lazy eye, and you're always thinking, "Is he talking to me?"
Yeah.
And you're thinking that in the back of your head.
Always look
Like
at the
the
bridge
eyes.
of the nose, no matter what. Always look at the bridge of the nose. That way they don't know.
I'd go out of my way for a Speedway burrito. Thanks, Coy.
The new people,
Wow.
the new people, I would tell them, "Hey, look, if you have to go in an office and have a meeting, he appreciates you noticing his lazy eye. So just say something."
Yeah.
Just he wants you to
Look at
ask
the
him.
picture. Look at the picture on the wall behind him. Look somewhere else.
He wants you to ask him which one to look at.
It's like
he
it's like
appreciates
That
watch
worked
it.
out too well.
it's almost like Austin Powers, like Molly.
Well, he likes the person that looks him in the eye. He wants you to ask, which eye do I look at?
When I looking at Elvis.
You know, speaking of EBN, though, even if they made $1, even if they lost $1, how many radio stations how many people had their radio station tuned in to EBN that night? Every fucking person.
our
Yeah,
Cume
Before and
Cume
after.
was in the 70s.
That number had to,
70%,
had to blow through
75%.
the roof on that
Yeah.
day.
So marketing, your ads, I'm sure, are
Oh.
pricey on that fucking point in time.
And we had people buying spots on fireworks day that never bought anything all year long because they knew what they were getting.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it was. That was what it was really for. We always used to say we're as good at being good as we are at being bad. And that was one of the things that we did that allowed us to do the other nonsense that we did.
Were you ever able to have any input on the soundtrack? I would imagine that everyone
Some.
wanted to have some. I got a great idea for the fireworks, and I guess Joel Moss was the guy
Yeah.
that put all that together and made it. But did he take input from the people on the staff there?
He would watch carefully the songs that were big for the year, and then he always had some go-tos.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I contributed, and he used it for years, was a sweeper that John Wells, the voice of EBN, used, the big booming voice.
Yeah.
It said Sunday, September, whatever, and he would recut it every year to fix the date. At 9:07, we've got an offer you can't refuse. Or no, he goes, Sunday, September, we got an offer you can't refuse, and at 9:07, it becomes a fuse we can't reoffer.
Oh.
And he used that year for years.
How about that?
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
Where is that guy located?
Texas.
I mean, he is known as the voice of God.
Yeah.
Is he not?
Texas? And
yeah.
you know who's never met him? Joel.
Really?
He worked
How
with him
about
for
that?
30 plus years, never met him. I went to Texas and met him. He goes, "Oh yeah, that'll be great. I'll come pick you up. We'll go to lunch." And then we went out, and I thought he was kidnapping me. He was going to bury me out in this field, because we're driving for like an hour and 45 minutes. And I'm like, "John, I'm in town for a conference. I have to go. Oh, this is great barbecue. You're going to love it." And we go this way. And I'm like, he's going to fucking murder me, and he's going to kill me, and then write a really cool promo about it. But he's a piece. He did movie trailers and all kinds, but he's a country singer also.
Really?
John B. Wells.
Is he still working?
I think he's still doing a few things for EBN, but that's the other thing.
That guy probably made a fortune in voiceover work, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, with the voice pipes like that, I mean, that is a rare commodity.
Anybody not from Cincinnati, you could, I'm sure, go on YouTube and pull up past WBN fireworks, Labor Day fireworks. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal the way they did it.
EBN, though, I mean, we would tell people when we were out of town, these fireworks are great here, and you're in some fucking town, and it's like, no, they're not. Yeah. You got to come to Cincinnati Labor Day weekend and watch the EBN fireworks.
I've been to Thunder over Louisville.
Yeah, it's massive, but the river's 3 times as wide, and they need a lot more to cover. You don't feel it the way you feel it here.
I would still take the EBN fireworks over Thunder over Louisville all day, every day.
When they first lit the waterfall on the bridge, I mean, that was like a fucking ooh-ah.
Oh, that was phenomenal.
Dropper. Made it look like it was fucking 12 noon.
Yeah.
And then the one year, I'll never forget what they did 2, and they didn't tell us. They were in the Rozzies, and God bless Joe Rozzi and all Art and everybody, the whole Rozzi family headquartered here in Loveland still, I believe. But yeah, they put a second waterfall up and didn't tell any of us.
They're up there are they by Pure Romance headquarters?
I think they are now.
Yeah.
But I mean, the stuff that they've come up, and then this Fire One system.
Rob buys a zip tie.
That sinks these
and zipper masks.
Ball gags.
Certain people have allergies to leather, so I like to get off leather, and I like to get lined ones.
You're equal opportunity.
Yes.
That's all. That's all I was going. That's where
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, caller, you're on. No, but it's the Fire One system that they put together to sync the music. There's no better sync of any show anywhere ever. Yeah. Now I would say there are some around the world that are, Australia puts on a hell of a thing, and Japan and a couple of other places. But it's just a great thing to be able to say about your city, because think about all the other things we've had to talk about our city: Maplethorpe, Marge.
But even before they got it all computerized the way they did. I mean, the work that went into syncing that up, the soundtrack with the delay and the fuse and all that kind of. I mean, it was the technological aspect of that.
It was like making a mixtape
on a
cassette in the 80s.
Just mind-boggling.
Well, they were lighting them by hand,
right,
for the longest time, and they knew how long the fuse had to be to get to the timing to do that. I mean, our minds were boggled year in and year out, and then there was one point where the expanded to 2 pools. So there was a barge over in front of Hooters, and then there was the one in front of Barleycorns. Now it's all compacted back into 2, and they use the bridges much better. But it's just a wonderful event that the city, I think, still appreciates to some point, but everybody's co-opted it to become something else.
So who drives what the fireworks are going to look like? Is it the Rozzies or do the people at EBN come up and say, will look like this? That, or we can already
you would have balls bigger than this building to tell us what you.
I'm not saying that you
it's pretty fucking old. Don't balls get bigger the older you get?
Well, they hang lower.
But you would just say, I mean, you would say, I have an idea for a firework, and can you make it look like that?
Nope. We wanted to be as surprised as everybody else. And when the first time they threw up the ones that looked like the W, the E, the B, and the N, blew everybody. I mean, the smiley faces started it all. You remember the smiley face, and then the lanterns,
right?
But when they threw up the letters and you have to be sitting at the right angle to see them, but you know what it is. I mean, they invented that stuff.
That is so cool.
There are so many fireworks, though. I mean, if anybody that hasn't seen this that are watching or listening, you would have to go home. It was almost like you were at a bar in the 90s and early 2000s when people smoked. You'd have to go home and take a fucking shower because of all the TNT shit raining down and
fucking
papers.
shrapnel.
Oh yeah,
you're fucking catching shrapnel.
And I remember turn your car alarm off.
Yeah, I remember the first time. I'm like, is it fucking raining? What is this?
It was setting off more car alarms than we have crickets.
Yeah,
today. It was blowing. I mean, the concussions are insane.
I don't hear that cricket at all. By the way,
I do.
You do? Are you hearing it?
Drive me.
I'm not hearing it at all.
But that's all right. Show must go on.
Jiminy baby. Yeah. It's like Richie Valens with La Bamba, man. Didn't they record in the garage with the cricket? I think that's what made the distinctive sound.
I think you're thinking of Buddy Holly and the Crickets.
I don't know. I'll have to rewatch La Bamba.
I don't know where your mind goes.
You don't have that on this day.
I'm not sure where your mind goes a lot of times, but good reference though. You're in the same realm.
Oh man, but Yeah, just to put a bow on that, it was pretty special. It was really special.
Yeah.
And we always thought it would be cool to bring Wells in to do the intro live,
Oh,
but
my
have
God.
like Kiss
Oh,
used to
my
wear
God.
the bandana
Yeah.
around their face so nobody could ever see what he looked like. But we never could get him to do it.
We have a comment that says the WBN fireworks started in 1937 with 6 guys and a pack of sparklers.
That's right.
I love it.
It did.
One of the questions, and I don't know if you can answer this.
4 of those guys
what-
are part of the group that sings YMCA.
whether you remember this, Finn, or not, is what was your favorite year theme?
They're never really, only recently have they come up with themes because somebody from out of town is doing the soundtrack now.
I'm not a big fan of themes.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
And so it was always the theme, if it was anything, was just the biggest songs of the year. And then he would always throw in like a show tune here or there, much to the dismay of the hard rockers. But it was always the part most people on the news. I loved it when they played the thing from Lion King. And we're like, fuck. What
Wanna
about
build
all
a
the Metallica?
snowman?
You know, and all that. But he did that because it was for the city. But I don't have a theme. My theme was get home.
Yeah.
Just try to get home. And if I made it home, I'd wake up the next day and go, that was my favorite one.
What's your drinking eye? Which one do you close?
When
When you're
drinking.
talking about getting home, I mean,
Oh,
I normally go left eye closed. Kelsey,
I just got to think about it.
Now you're going to make me think about it.
yep. You always
I
quit.
don't know. I'll call you when I get home
All
and
right.
let you know.
But no,
We'll call each other. We'll FaceTime each other, and I'll tell you, and you tell me which eye.
I'll just FaceTime with the one eye that's still open.
when I was at 19,
Just
we,
a good piece of advice. Don't give him your cell phone number because you will get phone calls at all hours of the night.
I change it like safe codes. It changes every day, my phone number.
I thought it was a fucking coyote. I didn't know it was a yard sign, Keith.
But when I was at 19 on the and I was working the morning show on the Friday before the EBN fireworks, I would always go down to where they park where all the houseboats park on the right there at in Covington and Newport.
At dinner by the river.
And so for about 3 or 4 years, Bob was down there with his bullhorn, like waking people up. You know, at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Boat people.
Bob, the producer. And so I would always have him on it and it became a regular thing for that span of time we were doing that. And then the day after the fireworks, I would always be down there because there's people down there like looking for stuff that people drop.
Dignity.
And
yeah.
all the regret went home with that when they dropped dignity.
Oh no, it didn't.
So you got people with metal detectors down there, and we're walking around, and I'm walking up and down the flood wall. We were over in Newport,
shell casings,
and I'm walking along, and then there's $100 bill on the ground.
Nice,
found a hundo down there. So that was one of those things.
One of the great things.
I'm sorry that you dropped this, but now it's mine.
Yeah. Somebody that knows that there is.
I've never told that story before.
To the fireworks. What was your favorite T-shirt?
My favorite T-shirt.
T-shirts were changed every year for each.
Oh man, I don't know. There were a bunch of really good ones. Ignition Control was one of my favorites. With him sitting.
I remember that.
Yeah,
one.
there was quite a few of them. Some of the old school ones before I got there. Actually, there was a great one when Pepsi was the sponsor with the moon, like the rocket stuck in the moon. I think is what it was, and there were just so many great ones. But just pulling off the whole thing and just a little bit of behind the scenes when you've got basically 10 or 12 people on your entire air staff trying to cover a crowd of 500,000. The way that you do that is you had radio packs and one person would carry it around and there was a microphone on a wire and there was one on each side of the river. So they would come to me, for instance, and they said, all right, we're going to throw it over to Finn, a Dolphin on the Kentucky side. And I'd say, blah, blah, blah. And I'd talk to a couple of dumbasses and, they got to do their thing and we had fun. And I said, now I think if I'm not mistaken, I can see Laura Steele. She's, somewhere down on the other side, da, 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 da. Let's throw it over to her. And she'd be standing right next to me and I'd hand her the mic and she'd go, Finn, I don't see you, but thank you. And da, 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 or whatever. And that's how we did it because,
that's the magic of radio, right?
Theater
there.
of the mind. And
right there.
I was down there.
That is such a great story.
The only time I think I ever said shit on the air was I was down there when they dumped the truck of ducks. And Jim Scott was down there dressed as a captain, and those ducks hit like cream corn and almost flipped the boat I was in. When they hit, I'm like, oh shit, and I'm like, whoop, So. But yeah, that's. Think about how much money's been raised for that. Just for instance, off of that event.
The rubber ducks. Yeah.
I mean, there's such a huge impact.
They tried to sell me one at my bank the other day.
Did they? Yeah. But now that's become somebody else's thing that happens at the Riverfest fireworks. Again, bullshit. I don't know.
Well, it's a
whatever.
free store food bank now.
Always has
the-
been.
Yeah, but it's
Somebody else
it's all
somebody else
totally
puts their name on it though.
Yeah,
it's all totally different.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's unfortunate, but
But Laura Steele,
yeah,
I like her. I like her a lot.
all right.
I like. You guys ever seen Laura Steele?
Easy fella.
Yeah. Oh.
Easy fella.
Just saying.
I'm just saying easy.
She's
fella.
in Indianapolis now. She doesn't care.
Easy.
Yeah,
fella.
she still does.
I
She
know
didn't
Laura.
care when she was here.
Middays on the Fox, though. I think
She likes me.
She didn't care about you when she was here either.
No, she did.
She had to
liked
move because that fucking restraining order wasn't
I
working.
never
when she
had a
lived locally.
restraining order. I'm just saying. Laura Steele and I always got
You wouldn't
along.
stay
Did you say
500
I
feet
think
away from her, so she moved 50 miles.
I like Laura
So
Steele.
you said I think she likes me, which is segueing into stripper stories.
She friended me on Twitter.
Oh fuck! You guys are a match.
No, I'm just saying. I knew her when she was at the. We knew each other.
You're the only person she's ever swiped down.
I don't even know what that means.
I
but it sounded
don't
funny.
either.
Nicely
It
played.
seems like something that would happen. Though.
So Finn, what are you doing now? Tell us what you're doing now.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this story.
Oh yeah. Well, I have parlayed 30 years of radio into quite the adventure.
Show the people the hat that you have on.
Oh, can you see?
I mean, look at that is the American Cornhole
organization.
It's ACO.
ACO. I am the loudmouth of the American Cornhole.
That is
Organization.
awesome, man.
I call the matches around the country. I go to 10 or 12 different cities every year. My title is loudmouth. Again, I make up my
You got to make it
titles.
up yourself. That's cool.
Loudmouth, dot connector, alchemist, doer of things. And that's my title. But yeah.
Holy shit! We were
So-
talking about Dungeons and Dragons. You weren't lying. You played that a lot.
Oh yeah. I was
Okay.
the dungeon master.
Explain what for people. There are still some people in some parts of the country who do not know what cornhole
No,
is.
nobody watching this show doesn't know what cornhole is. Come on now. Come on.
Come on.
This is grassroots, baby.
This is Cincinnati. If
the nuts and
Cincinnati, we
guts.
know what cornhole. I mean, it did cornhole
Everybody-
start in Cincinnati?
I have a shirt that says Cincinnati, where cornhole and three ways are good family fun.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. We're a drinking city with a cornhole problem. No, it's the boards. It's the boards with the hole. You throw the bags, the bean bags, but and it wasn't invented. It's probably an old German sport, I think, where they used to play with just a hole in the ground. But Frank Gears.
But the thing is, the bags they look like bean bags, but they the original ones. I don't know if the ones they use now, but actually had corn.
They did.
Kernels of corn in them.
Yeah.
The hard kernels.
Yep.
And that's why it was called cornhole, because the bags were bags of corn kernels,
Right.
and then would go in the hole. So
You know what
cornhole
else? You know what else it was referred to as a cornhole because of corn.
You
Just
are
asking.
again. You are a studied man.
I was thinking of Silo and Iowa, but nonetheless,
I
You
thought-
are a
I thought-
studied man.
I
like
thought you
said
were
the
going
last one.
Colorado campfire there. So I'm not,
no.
Well, to your point, correct. It was corn in the bags.
there you go.
2005, Frank Gears saw somebody playing this at a Bengals game, said there's a marketing opportunity here. And he created the tour, created pros. He's the one that moved synthetic pellets into the bags, two-sided bags with different fabrics to, if you want to stick a bag or slide,
Right.
whatever. In fact, he had a contract with Carnival Cruise Lines and supplied bags and boards, and the rats were eating the corn. In case you're wondering if there are really rats on cruise ships, yes. The rats were eating the corn, and it mildewed and breaks down, and then your bags aren't a consistent weight. So these synthetic pellets were the answer. So all of the innovations and the sport
Beautiful.
of cornhole came out of Cincinnati.
Another reason why I don't want to go on a cruise.
Yeah,
By the way.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I have no desire to be on a cruise.
I
ship
did
ever.
one, and it was almost the end of my nuclear family. So never again. But yeah, so that, and then I work with a content. It's kind of an aggregation audience interaction program that sounds a lot bigger. It's your ability to like move every contest you ever did on the radio onto your phone, beep, boop, boop, like that. And I work with a company out of Atlanta that's run by Jesse Dupree of Jackal. That's his
Oh,
company.
How about that?
Yeah, so that's fun. So that's what I do. I sit on my couch and do Zoom calls in a tank top and no pants. I go full Winnie the Pooh.
All right.
I'm Donald Ducking it.
But how did the cornhole gig come to your doorstep, though? I mean, how did that?
They made a movie called Cornhole the Movie. It was just straight to DVD and then right into the trash can. And they shot it here, and Frank was in it. And he came up on the morning show on 96 Rock one day, and I'm like, that logo looks familiar. I said, is your store in Milford? He goes, yeah, it's right down there in the car. I said, I know that. I live in South Milford. I said, I could walk to your place in like 8 minutes. Most people could do it in 4, but fuck off. But but I'm like, so I went down there.
Rob would take an Uber.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm calling the cops.
I would probably take an Uber as well. Full disclosure.
Yeah. So I went down. I got to know him, and then we started doing this podcast, and then it turned into a webcast, and I just became the announcer for what they're doing.
How about
So
that?
you're the face of cornhole.
More the voice.
The voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, Rob. He just read his business card, alchemist and doer of things.
Doer of
come on.
things.
And
Yeah, I know.
you were just
were
in
you?
Iowa.
Yeah, we did our second year at the Field of Dreams. We did a tournament out there, and
How cool was that?
it was awesome. I mean,
I've never been.
I stayed in the house, in the White House from the movie. We stayed overnight.
No shit.
And
That
I
is cool.
Yeah, I stayed in the daughter's room, and of course, her name's Karen. So I never heard the
Watch
end
the
of
chords,
that.
Maddie. Watch the chords, Maddie.
But I,
Oh, that's all right. Hey,
That's all right.
thank
Hey,
God.
look at
Kiefer knows 2 exits.
Look at the camera right there and say hi. Yeah, there you go.
Will you hand me that?
But yeah, so we went out there, and while we were out there for their they had a Beyond the Game weekend. So we did a little exhibition play with, you guys are baseball fans, Dave Winfield, Dave Stewart, the kid Dexter from the Cubs, Dexter
Hits.
what's his name?
It's not
God.
Dexter Pitts.
Dexter
Whatever.
Manley.
But
Dexter Morgan.
it's but a handful of
Dexter
major league
Finn.
no, what was it? What the hell is it? Dexter Coleman. No, Vince Coleman, Dexter Fowler. That's what it was.
Okay.
So a bunch of different guys from Major League Baseball that were out there to sign autographs, and they came out and played cornhole with us and
Sweet.
on the Field of Dreams field, 2 days before Ron DeSantis went out there and stood on that exact same hallowed ground. So
Now, was this a championship event or
it was an opportunity to award our best players to come out and win. It was a $26,000 purse. And center court was set up in the red barn, off to the side of
So
the
I'm
house.
assuming that's what we're looking at here.
Yeah, that's what
on
that
the-
is.
on the website.
What was the attendance like?
That was pretty good. I had a
People-
couple thousand people run through there over the course of the weekend. They don't
Sweet.
charge admission, but they ask for a donation.
All
And
right.
we had a bunch of players come out. We shot them coming in and out of the corn last year and this year again. It was
Do
fun.
people who come out to watch, do they understand the game?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
not that it's all that complicated.
If they don't understand the game,
Who
then
the
they probably
fuck?
came out of the creek.
Who the
So-
fuck's going to a field in Iowa to watch a cornhole game that doesn't understand the fucking game?
There are multiple.
You'd be surprised.
There's multiple times though that I've played cornhole with you at the fucking pool, and not understanding the simple math is a little bit of a struggle
Well, it is cancellation scoring. so, yeah.
for both of us.
the way we play.
not-
the rules are fluid. The way we play.
Is that right?
Depending
upon
are
the
quite
fluid.
fluid.
Yeah. Well, the one cool thing.
It's whatever rules Dan wants to play
Yeah.
by that day.
Oh yeah, house rule. I did one thing I did get while I was out there, and I didn't know they had done this. They did a Field of Dreams whiskey that out of their corn, and so it's being distilled somewhere in Indiana. But they had a bottle of it, and they sold me a bottle. It's numbered, and it's batch 1.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's
and
pretty cool.
So I'm sure it tastes terrible
Probably.
because it's only like 2 or 3 years old.
Are you waiting for
But
a special occasion? to
No,
crack
I'm
that
never.
open?
I'll never open it. I'll never
Never.
open it. No, but it's batch 1.
It's like that fucking Houday beer. That
'Cause-
I mean, if you were
That was in
younger
your
and
grandpa's
it was a
basement?
pinch,
so
you
because
try
you
it.
want to maintain what eyesight you have left, is that?
yeah, right. Exactly.
No, we were talking. You said you were going to Iowa, and I saw through your socials that
Yeah.
you were out there. I mean, I've never been. I do want to go there and see it.
Get out there quickly because they're building a huge baseball complex out around off the edge, like 9 different baseball fields.
Oh, so it's good. It's
So I don't
completely
think
changed.
I think it'll still have some of that magic.
Is
but
it Clear
now's-
Channel?
Now's the Clear
Yeah,
Channel.
they're
bought
turning
the
it
Field of
corporate into
Dreams.
fucking field.
Yeah, no, it's the go the distance is the name. It's Frank Thomas and a couple other people that own
the
it.
big
but
hurt.
It's
Oh, yeah.
it's a pretty
It's all those
special
pills,
place.
all those testosterone pills he's selling, man. Is
Yeah,
running-
Doug Flutie was out there swinging his bat around.
Do you
So
go-
are you doing the ones where the boards are sponsored by Johnsonville Brats?
No,
Is
that's the other guys that came in and stole everything we ever thought
those
of.
are the other guys.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's the one I see on TV.
Those sons of bitches.
And I swear to God, I turned it on. I'm flipping around cable. I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and cornhole is on. I always pause to watch a little cornhole
Mhm.
action.
I do
And
too. When I'm
Different
by
channels.
myself.
Yeah, different channels.
and on the
I'm on
bottom,
the
that's
internet.
when Steve's watching.
and the
it.
bug on the bottom of the TV screen said ESPN 8, the Ocho.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there really an ESPN?
Well, they do that every
They
once
just
in a
made
while.
that up then.
No, they do that based on the dodgeball
because that's a
movie.
dodgeball, yeah.
But they
right?
do like spike ball and
Oh yeah.
you know, I don't
And
know.
they
What's
call
some
it the
other
Ocho when they
Fucking
put that crazy shit on.
Oh.
Professional tag.
professional
Yeah,
tag.
I've seen that too.
Miniature golf.
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Have you seen the ones where the guys bounce on the trampolines and they got to make the basket and they,
Yeah, that's
they play
spike
like
ball, isn't it?
basketball?
Spike balls where you spike the ball off the trampoline. But no, I know what you're talking about
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
These guys they bounce on the trampolines and they dunk the basketball and all that shit.
Yeah.
But it's like a whole floor full of trampolines and they bounce from one to the
Yeah.
other.
I know. Like I am
It's on
not.
the Ocho.
I am not a competitor at that game. I enjoyed playing it,
yeah.
but watching, and I've since we've gotten to know each other, I know you're doing this. I'll pull it up. It's intriguing to watch these guys. I mean,
Yeah.
they can place the fucking bag wherever
The cornhole
wherever
guys.
the fuck they want.
Oh, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Wherever the fuck
It's like
they're
a golf
amazing.
game, and then you might have 6 or 8 different kinds of bags depending on if the boards are playing tacky. It's like your golf bag. It's no different, and you can pull off a shot. They can roll. These young kids now have come up with because there's the slide up the middle, there's the block shot,
Mhm.
there's the roll or the push, which pushes through and goes over the airmail. Well, now these kids have come up with this shot with the grip where they can hit it on the side and it'll roll up and over the bag. It's unbelievable. Or they can do a cut shot where the bag will hit, go right and then left around it. It's insane.
Yeah.
Do you watch them practice at all? I mean, do a lot of them practice in the dark, trying to place the bag in the cornhole?
No, they just throw tens of thousands of bags.
But a lot of them can flush it.
I can't
like when they need to flush.
I can't toss one unless I have a beer in my right hand and throw with my left.
And
Yeah.
that is why the bags are 16 ounces. I'm not kidding.
I believe it.
For balance.
There's an equilibrium
For
there.
balance. Yeah.
Beautiful.
If we're throwing at the pool that we belong to, I can't not have a beer in my right hand.
Oh, you can't play cornhole without beer.
But
that's-
even still,
that's-
like, all right, so I'll say fucking 12 ounces of fucking water, whatever. I can't hold the other bag. I need
Yeah.
a fucking.
You got to
can.
stay hydrated.
Well, and that's what I try to do as the paramedic. I try to stay
Yeah.
hydrated in the 90-degree sun as I'm throwing cornhole for 5 hours.
In case you're needed.
Yeah.
Wait,
They
wait,
call you in.
wait, is someone drowning over there? I'm not on duty.
You
No,
you just never know. I'm in a
sorry about your luck.
I'm
but
in
I
a
can't
fucking
help it.
game right now, guys. What do you want me to do?
Well, the bags are important and the boards are important, but the drink holder is the most important piece of equipment.
That's a fact.
That's a true story.
And
That's why I had
somebody
kids-
that can do simple math.
Or yeah,
Here,
or
Griff,
kids.
hold this.
Somebody
Let
that
that
can
throw
do
it.
simple math is also
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. 3 minus 1, 2.
So
Good
you're
job.
We
You're not
normally,
with the
we normally
Johnson-
use a chair. We call it the beer chair.
I'm
Right.
sure
You
you
put your
don't
beer
see it in your realm, but we see it in ours all the time where, oh, well, that's not what that is. I'm like, no, that's what it fucking is.
Yeah.
And the fucking arguments
Yeah.
ensue. And
Oh no, there's a program called Scoreholio, which tracks. I'm not kidding you, and it's used for not just cornhole, but it's used for all different sports.
Oh,
It sets up
fuck.
brackets. You scan in, it'll keep track of your PPR, your points per round, your difference per round,
Yeah.
and then it'll notify you of what court to go to if you win or if you lose, where you go next.
So
on
you
your phone.
mentioned the purse at this event in Iowa was what, 26,000?
That was 26,000 just for that one off.
Is that a big one
pretty
for
good.
most of your
Like
events?
the World
Yeah?
Championships, we were right at about $100,000
Okay.
in Owensboro this past
So
year.
first place is taking home. The event in Iowa was taking home what, 8-9 grand maybe.
Depends on how deep you pay, and we
Yeah.
try to make
Jesus
sure that
Christ. It's like one of my greatest episodes right now. Depends on how deep you pay.
and I
You
knew
wanna
you
pay.
would not let that
Oh,
one go. As soon as I heard it, I knew you would comment on it.
we haven't
because-
known each other that long, but I know exactly who's sitting next to me. These are softballs, not cornhole pens.
Have you guys ever gone to England and played by the London Bridge?
Oh my God.
Jesus.
No, but we did have players from Cornwall come over this year for the World Championship.
Cornhole.
Yeah, the
Beautiful.
king of,
that was an international event.
Yeah, he came. They brought their families. The pub.
Who do
owner.
these people think they are coming to horn in on the
Oh,
All-American?
it was great.
Cornhole. What's all American? What's more all American than cornhole?
No, now
Hey,
it's going to
come on.
be international to our level. I'm going over to visit them in March.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Who?
the Par Inn. It's in Cornwall, England. The owner of the pub came over with his family, and then their
Oh,
cornhole
fuck.
champ came over.
Do you need an intern?
An intern. Well, I'm not going over for
Okay.
business. I'm just going over to.
Are your events televised? Or
Well,
are they
we
on
could
the-
write. We could
on
write
the-
this shit off somehow, some way.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, all right, we
Are
got
you-
time.
Are they televised? Or are they like live
We do
streamed on
streaming.
YouTube like we're doing on our
Yeah, we
YouTube
do
channel
streaming
right now?
because honestly, the deals that are structured through TV are kind of out of whack with regard, and you never know when they're going to pop up. Now we control all the content,
Okay.
and then we can
Yeah.
have evergreen content.
Are you guys taking it in the
Forever.
ass on the advertising and the TV deals?
Not as
See what
deep
you
as you
did
might
there.
think.
Okay.
I see what you did there.
So who sponsors your boards?
No, ours are ACO. We use ACO sanctioned
Okay.
competition
All right.
boards, but you can buy them, customize them. We did that Aces pickleball and kitchen out there in Norwood, that new complex that's out there at the old card factory.
Oh,
yeah.
U.S. playing cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old US playing.
Jeff was just out there.
Yeah, we
What,
built
it's indoor pickleball now?
indoor and outdoor, and then we got boards and bags out there customized for
Are you
them.
a pickleball player?
No. No.
Neither.
I'm allergic to urgent care, so no thanks.
I mean, in all seriousness, I mean, it's amazing to see like how this has become a thing.
Yeah.
Because you have the other one.
Yeah.
And then you have ACO.
Yeah,
But just how big, like you can get on there and stream it and find it. And these guys are traveling around, guys and gals,
Yeah.
traveling around to do this.
Well-
I mean, it's amazing how big it's gotten.
and I think that's what's so great about it is it's portable. You can take it anywhere you want to go. And we got kids that are 6, and we got people that are 86 that are playing.
And I'm glad
Male,
you,
women, black, white. It doesn't matter.
I am glad you said that though, because ages of 6, I would much rather see that than being in front of a screen with professional gaming.
Yep. Esports.
Scholarships for fucking gamers and shit.
Yeah,
That never see
esports
the
is
light
one of the
day.
biggest oxymorons ever. Esports.
Around here, if you're playing cornhole and someone says, and like you don't know usually you know who you're playing against. But if someone says, "Well, this guy, he's from the West Side," you're like, "Oh fuck, I don't want to play that guy."
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're from
these
the
parts.
West Side, you're good.
Well,
we're not that good around it.
It's been an ongoing battle because a lot of people say it started up at I can't remember the name of the bar on the east side up there in Milford.
No,
but they said
I
it
think it
started there,
definitely
but
started on the West Side.
it's got more of a
Greenies?
West Side vibe.
Yeah.
No, I can't remember the name of it, but it was up in the Milford Shopping Center, and they did midget tossing and all kinds of big sports
Yes.
up there.
See, that's a sport that's
I
fucking
actually went
needs
to
a
midget
comeback.
tossing on the West Side on
You did?
bar just off of Glenway Avenue. I forget the name of the bar, but the guy had the helmet on and
Yeah.
they're tossing him, knocking bowling pins over.
Yeah.
It's one of the
People-
great scenes in the Wolf of Wall Street.
my
Yeah.
When
And
they're
if
throwing
they're-
midgets at
Yeah.
them.
They're protesting out front. I'm like, the guy says he's making more money than you.
They're top
I
heavy.
mean, he loves it.
Yeah.
And he came out and gave him a hard time. He said, "Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here!" I'm a grown ass man. I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm only 4'2", but
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I wanted.
We had midget wrestling at Bogarts a bunch of times.
Oh,
And they're
yeah?
like, no, we want you to call us midgets, and they had the best view of everything over at the bar across the street after it was over.
Last known president, you're 5 foot.
Cooter
Don't-
for
Don't
days.
throw me. It's under 4'11" is the statistical cutoff for midgets.
Correct.
Little people.
Is it really?
Yeah, you got to be
4'11"?
4'10" or 4'11", I guess, is the or 4 foot
Oh wow.
Yeah.
10 inches somewhere in there.
Like-
It's under 4'11", damn it.
4 foot.
It was
10.
my first
They
Asian,
got 2 4'10" guys on the midget basketball team. They
Nice.
call them the Twin Towers.
I love it.
so you're good.
Well,
You're
we had a guy, an EBM back in the Dawn Patrol, Joe the Midget, who was like
Oh,
kind
I
of a guy
remember
we
him.
took everywhere we went. And
I remember.
remember him? And the way we got him is we were doing a
good.
St.
Wait, we
Patrick's.
got him.
Well, no, he's got him to be part of what we're doing. We rented to own.
We had to try.
We
We
went,
had to hit him with a dart, get him in the van.
we went to Chuck E. Cheese and he looked pretty fucking limber.
It was the
It
first.
we found him in one of those machines with the crane.
Yeah,
We
claw.
put
him in our-
lifted him out.
Put him in our Mini Cooper and took off. No, we Weasel and I were both tasked to go find somebody to dress up as a leprechaun for our party
Oh, shit.
at the Yucatan liquor stand. So I found a guy, and he's like, "Oh, I found a guy too." I go, "Well, you can never have too many leprechauns on St. Patrick's Day." So we get down there, and this guy comes down, and he's like 65 years old. He comes, "Roar, roar, 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 roar." He's all mad, and he comes in. He's got his stuff over his shoulder, and I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm Joe." I'm Joe the midget. I'm here to do da 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 da. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then I'm like, Weasel, where's your guy? It was the same guy. We both hired the same guy. So, and he sold himself in twice. So he goes, hang on, I'm gonna go get dressed. And I go,
double.
He was double dipping.
I go, do you want it? You put on the pointy shoes? I'm not wearing a fucking pointy shoes. So he wouldn't do it. And I could sing Danny Boy. Fuck no. He wouldn't do any of it. So he was the greatest, horrible leprechaun ever. But he became our buddy. Remember, what was the bar that was down there?
Oh my
Oscars?
Yes.
Down there we had a 70th birthday party for him down there. And you wouldn't believe the women that showed up to give, because 70's old for, it's typically,
I think their lifespan is
a shorter lifespan.
Young women could check off two bucket list items.
Yeah.
A midget and an old man.
Like they're a fucking different animal.
Well, no, that's a true thing.
I thought it was opposite. I thought like a small dog, they live longer.
It's just funny to hear it. Big dogs don't live as long as
I thought small dogs live longer, and that
Jesus
translated
Christ.
into people.
Everybody knows that, don't they?
Oh my God. It's just funny to hear. It's just funny to actually hear in my ears right now.
We're gonna get fucking 15 midgets out front.
See, we're enjoying our First Amendment rights.
Welcome to Common Knowledge.
That's why we like podcasts.
They live longer in captivity,
As
according
long
to
as YouTube
6513.
Well, he would come with us when we go out to bars.
Them directly.
We went to Uncle Woody's up in Clifton a number of times with him. Put him in a cab.
Did he get carded each time?
Huh?
Would he drink with you?
He would drink without us. He would drink with us and without us.
You guys ever taken him to Kings Island, try to get him on the beast?
We never did. We never did do that.
Where you had Yogi, you got to be this tall.
No, I think if he didn't comb his hair, he was okay. He would get in. But he was also a professional.
Think about the top of the hair.
I hand to God, this is the truth. God bless him. God rest his soul, because I don't think he lived to be 108.
My boy Blue.
But he was a professional dog walker.
Shut the fucking door.
And he would walk the dogs.
This
like
shit just keeps
that was,
better.
and that's what he did.
What kind of dogs?
Ben. Some of those dog walkers make as much money as
what kind of dogs did he walk? Can you
Buc-ee's.
imagine
I
a
mean,
non-disciplined dog and he's walking like 5 of those fuckers and they take off after a squirrel?
I don't know.
That would be the funniest shit to see in the wintertime or snow.
Yeah, but I think he had a bull mastiff. He had a saddle.
Oh my God!
No, I'm just joking. I don't fucking know. I don't know, but I know that's what he did during the day. But he would go out drinking with us or whatever, and every once in a while soil himself. But he was a good dude. God bless him. But that's just some of it, man. The characters.
He come in, he was all mad.
Dude, we took John Wayne Bobbitt out to America Live. Remember America Live? That guy's a prick, ironically, and he's a dick. And
his porn didn't do too well.
No, it didn't. Frankenpenis. Do you remember that?
Yes. Sadly I've watched parts of it. Yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what the cosmetic surgery looked like on that fucking
This is my shock face.
I watched it with Lorena, man. Fuck, we had popcorn and shit.
Damn. But
and then we played cornhole.
We met all
hard to imagine anything more of a waste of time than that.
Yeah.
Tanya Harding made a fucking porn too. I watched that as well.
Yeah.
John Wayne Bobbitt is a prick.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, that's
you know what? You know who else was a prick?
Oh,
did you ever meet Jared from
Subway?
The Subway commercials?
No.
The guy was a complete asshole.
Sure.
And
are you sure he was an asshole or you liked assholes on
you like little kid assholes apparently. But he came in one time. I was doing the morning show in Dayton with Megan Mongello. You ever met Megan Mongello?
Yeah.
Did he have a foot long with him?
But he came in and I'm thinking, okay, here's a guy, and I didn't know him, but here's a guy. I'm thinking he's got life by the balls, got the easiest job in the world. He's just got to go around being jovial,
showing those pants,
right? Talking about, hey, I lost some weight. I got I make a 7-figure salary. I'm fucking, my life is great. He came in, and I'm trying to tell some jokes. I go in the green room to meet him before the interview. And he's rolling his eyes and he's like looking at his watch and he's like, when do I get out of here? And he just came in and he was a complete dick.
That's because there was only so much air in that trunk.
And I told Megan, I said, there's something wrong with that guy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't but 30 days later, he got busted for child porn or molesting kids.
Yeah.
And he's
you can tell.
I think he just got released from prison. But
Did he really? I
I'm-
didn't know he got out.
I'm sure
He
that
should have.
I'm sure that fat fucking slob did not fare well in prison, and I'm glad of it.
Yeah.
Complete asshole.
Yeah. Well, we met over the years. I mean, you've watched these different people come in and come and go.
When Sam Kinison did the fireworks, was that before your time?
I was right before I got there.
Yeah.
He was great.
Oh.
They said he was great. David Lee Roth came in. He was a hoot. Divine Brown, we had her in right after all that stuff with what's his nut, Hugh Jackman, Hugh Grant. So we had Divine Brown in, and we took her down, tried to turn tricks with her on Fountain Square. We tried to get her. I mean, we did all that shit. It was so much fun. We did all of it. You know.
See, but in radio these days, you don't dare do that kind of stuff anymore.
No, we took the infamous and made them infamous, sir.
Do you think that's why radio might? I truly think radio is starting to die off, and I think it's because of all the podcasting, the other shit. You can do anything you want,
yeah,
and you don't have corporate typically.
Well, and also because the consultants, and my number one thing is, if you're ever looking at a consultant, just look at the first three letters and just run.
I'm hoping they're the Bobs.
I
want the Bobs from Office Space.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Tell me your typical day. Yeah, Bob, I come in about 8.
Yeah. Well, those guys were, I think, probably the best of the bunch.
I know it is in TV. It is a complete ripoff, and it just is amazing to me how much money TV people will spend on consultants, and that's why, especially in local television, you look at every station looks the same. The backgrounds look the same. The commercials are the same. The commercial
breaks are at the same time.
If you notice, if you're watching 5, 9, or 12 or 19, if you flip to one of them and they're in a commercial, every other station is going to be. That's all because it's consultant driven.
Yeah,
and the people who run the station are so afraid to break the mold or do their own thing that we have to do what the consultant says. Well, why do we have to do it? Because we're paying them,
we have to do it because we're paying them
$1.5 million.
Yeah,
we're paying them. And that's why, the people that work here can't make a decent money because we're paying the consultant so much fucking money to tell us what to do.
Well, we need to find a big guy from WKRP and do another turkey drop. Somebody needs to jump on that leg.
Now, see, I mean, how classic is that? Oh, they appear to be objects of some sort.
Yeah.
They're falling out of the sky.
We did do something.
As God is my witness. Who knew turkeys could fly?
We did do something like this out in Adams County. You could win a brand new truck, but you had to be willing to let us drop a truck or a car on your head. And so we had 100 people, and we went out to this big field, and it was a kick-ass truck. And this is when stations had budgets to do stuff. And we lined out this giant field with 10 by 10 squares, 100 squares. And the 100 people came up, and we gave each of them a head of lettuce, and they picked their square. And then we flew in a car over top of this grid with a helicopter that normally puts in HVAC units and released it.
The big flying
dropped
crane,
it. And dropped it
Holy
onto this
shit.
grid from about, 1,000 feet. And wherever the car landed, most of the car, if we dropped it on your head, you won the truck.
You won the truck.
But if it was a tie, whoever had the steering wheel got the win. But that cost us $8,000 to do that promotion.
Right.
But we had that money.
That flying crane ain't cheap.
No, it was $2,000 an hour. Yeah. To
See,
get it.
We need to do something like that for one more, and I'm out of here. News Network, where we do lawn darts.
He's
with
created.
the
He's
hula
created
hoops.
7 different networks out of the one more. I'm out of here,
I
Brian.
think it's great.
And it's awesome.
you
So we
guys-
have the news network.
Lawn darts, man, with hula hoops out here. We give them something, not a car. Fuck
Well,
no.
if we do that, we'll have to talk to one of our sponsors like Corbett Graphics. And
we need waivers, big time waivers.
Oh, waivers and all that stuff. But Corbett Graphics, if for all your signage needs, you want to contact our friend Randy Corbett at Corbett Graphics. And I was doing some work with him earlier today. We were doing one of the mini pitches up in Middletown. And the mini pitches, our FC Cincinnati has created these little miniature soccer fields to introduce young people into soccer. And it's a great idea. And we've decorated and put graphics on mini pitches in different parts of Cincinnati. We've done them in Covington. We got one in Middletown now, and they're going to have the grand opening for that tomorrow. But Corporate Graphics, if you need signs, if you need business cards, if you need graphics for, go to the FC Cincinnati store in downtown Cincinnati. and look at the giant graphics that are up on the wall there, and you'll get an idea of the kind of stuff that Corbett Graphics can do. It is absolutely spectacular, and you won't find any better representation of bringing your business to life than Corbett Graphics. So check them out. You can check them out on CorbettGraphics.com, on Twitter, on Facebook, and all the rest of it. Corbett Graphics, enhancing your success.
Laura Steele, she followed them on Twitter.
What?
She likes
Corbett-
them.
What's Laura Steele got to do with Corbett
Well,
Graphics?
you said she followed you on Twitter. You were excited about it. I was just curious.
I'm just saying,
I'm just curious.
we follow each other on Twitter.
Okay.
Can
Go
I ask you a
ahead.
question? This has to do with all. I've seen some of your other shows. Has anybody ever left to go pee in the middle of the show and then come
I
back?
have.
Oh, Rob does.
Yeah,
he does
okay.
all the
Go
time.
ahead.
All right.
This is a good time to do
I
it.
just wanted to check.
Come back and we'll wrap things up.
Hey, while you're
All right,
doing that,
sounds
I'm going to
good.
go get a latex glove. We'll check the prostate while you're back there, too.
It's like a pineapple.
I know.
I'll just go ahead and tell you. I got the SpongeBob prostate.
I think my 3-year-old can hold her piss longer.
Talk about Dan Varner if you would.
I'm going to.
All right.
Varner Netherton Revival. The boys are together again. Oh, shit. That's not the one you wanted, right?
I don't care, whichever.
Varner Netherton Revival. The boys are back again, making the best music of their lives. I saw them yesterday. They are, I tell you, fucking Nick.
We had a good Sunday fun day.
Can
Post it on
play-
Instagram.
He can play that fucking guitar.
Yes, he can.
Cincinnati's own Dan
That was
Varner.
an acoustic set, was it not?
Yes.
Yes.
As
I wasn't
rejoined
there.
with longtime friends, and that's what made it so great. Nick, Brad, and Rye. And now the Varner Netherton Revival is filling clubs and arenas and the tap house from Queen City to Nashville and every place in between. Varner Netherton Revival is more than award-winning musicians and recording artists. They're just plain fun. Their vocal harmonies has crowds of 10 to 10,000 standing up and singing along. And the best part is you can book them for your event. Check out a show near you and find out more at VarnerNetherton.com. That's VarnerNetherton.com. VarnerNetherton.com.
I love it when you read.
At VarnerNetherton.com, by the way, is a Twitter handle, and I think Laura Steele follows him. So just want to go out there. We were there yesterday. It was great weather. Nick can beat the shit out of that guitar.
He is so good.
And Dan with the vocals, the sweet vocals, and they are wearing uniforms now. It's like a Catholic school reunion. They
They're
have
wearing uniforms.
they have jeans. All three wore jeans. Osborne was
Jeans
there
and
as well.
black t-shirts.
Yeah, jeans and black t-shirt.
And of course, Rob calls it out. He was like, "Do you guys? Is this like is this a company event?"
Is this corporate now? Is it mandated? You had to wear jeans and a black t-shirt. And the best was they put Osborne in the sun. Fucking Varner and Netherton had umbrellas covering them in the shade.
Osborne does more fucking work,
I know.
and he's sweating his balls off.
Osborne looked like he was looking
He's the
for
only one in the sun.
a bucket of water and a ladle.
It
Put some
did
more
get
fucking
a
water
little
on it.
warm yesterday.
Hey,
I can vouch for that.
I'm gonna throw up my my prison pic because some people wanted to see it earlier. So last night I shaved the beard off,
Oh, here we go.
and here's the prison. Here's my fucking mugshot right before I go out into the yard.
I'm trying to think who you look like. You look like someone. I mean, is
I
it?
told Jill I was keeping it.
Do you look like? Is it Danny Trejo? That-
Oh Jesus Christ!
Do you look like that
I'm
guy?
too fucking red for that. God
Well,
damn.
maybe a young, you know.
You look like you're going to do a fucking mariachi band for a Mexican kid.
I don't think I look.
Or selling oranges at Home Depot.
I don't think I look.
Are you
Latino.
cutting my grass today?
I don't think I look Latino skin
Fuck.
color wise.
You look like Wyatt Earp.
I like Wyatt Earp much better, and thank you.
You're welcome.
You
You
look like
are-
an
you are
albino
invited-
fucking Mexican.
You are invited back.
Now, how long did that? You took the picture. How long did that stash stay on after that picture?
Oh,
Not very long. 30 seconds.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Because I had to go out and.
So what was the process? Did you do the electric shaver down first?
Yeah,
and
oh, yeah.
get-
Oh yeah, I had to shave it.
Did you get a straight razor, or what'd you do?
I used my safety razor,
Safety razor. Okay.
like
yeah.
the two bladed, like
Right.
1920s.
Oh, that's old school. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, young people,
It was a lot of work,
and we were talking.
but it was
about
only
this.
30 minutes. I thought it was going to take like a fucking hour.
It took you that fucking long to shave that beard off.
Yeah.
Were you drunk?
It's a lot
No,
of shit,
man.
I wanted to make sure I didn't cut my fucking self, and I don't dry shave like you do. Get in a shower, soften it up, and then shave
You killed
again.
two birds with one stone. That
A lot of
electric
shit.
razor and all that off.
You have your process. I have mine. It worked out fucking fine,
Sounds
didn't it?
great. Go
Fuck
ahead.
off, clown.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But Finn, you were talking about before the podcast how you had a reference to Caddyshack, and there were too many young people out there who didn't get it, or the people you were around who didn't get it. And all I want to say is, if you're a young person, like younger than like everybody here,
No shit for you.
go back and watch Caddyshack. It's an old movie. It's a little bit dated, but the jokes are still as funny today as they were, what 40 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
45 years ago? I mean,
And you'll understand the quotes that most people are doing around you that you have
and
no
Lacey
idea.
Underall is a sight to see,
Mhm.
even I mean, she stands the test of time.
Mhm.
Absolutely. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the judge's niece or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
mm.
When you're watching that scene, it's like 8 seconds. And then if your parents are in the room, it's 4 minutes.
Not wrong. You are not wrong.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
I love am I weird, or one of my
Yes.
favorite parts of
Yeah.
the movie?
The answer is yes.
Maybe one of my favorite parts of the movie is when they're at the yacht club, and Chuck Schick is there,
Oh, yeah.
who has like no other part in the movie, but for some reason he's there, and she just like says, "See ya, Chuck." Like, Chuck, you're like, we had fun last night, but you're out. I'm onto this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
now.
Oh, yeah. That's when she was checking
I
his
just-
saliva line.
I just love that part where she says like, "See ya," and then he knows he's done, and
Yeah.
we had fun, but it's over now.
Yeah. Well, he was the weed dealer, wasn't he? Do you have enough for all of us?
Was
I only
Chuck?
have enough for 2. See ya. Yeah. Wasn't that it? He was the weed dealer.
Well, he was holding. I don't know if he was a dealer. or
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Chuck Schick.
I'll tell you what was crazy. I watched the behind
Hey,
the
Danny,
scenes.
meet Chuck Schick. He's going to Harvard. See
Murray,
ya, Chuck.
Murray, and shit. Fuck, I'm having a stroke.
Chevy
too.
Chase?
Yeah, hated each other,
Didn't get
and
along.
they could not film anything together.
Oh yeah.
And most of that shit's ad libbed.
Yeah. Yeah. When he hits the ball into his
Oh,
little
yeah.
shack and he's making the hybrid bluegrass sensimilla.
Yeah.
Say, you got a pool over at your place, don't you? Oh, pool pond. Yeah. Pond
That'd
be
be good
good
for you. We can sit here and do this for the next 90 minutes. Yeah.
Can we just start another podcast right now and end this one and do another one? It'd be great.
Pre-record.
Guess who it was? It was the Dalai Lama.
Hey, how
Lama, he's a big
Lama.
hitter, you know.
about a little something for the effort, you know?
What is it? Gunga Galunga?
Gunga Galunga.
Galunga. Yeah. Fucking great.
Well,
movie.
that's my campaign shirt that I was telling you I had. It says Smales Beeper 2024. You'll get nothing and like it. And no one gets it. No one gets it.
Well, so Finn, we appreciate you being here.
Oh, thanks.
We
This was
need
a lot of fun.
Dude, that was a
We-
fun time. That was great.
We're gonna have you back with Gamble too, because
Okay.
it's gonna be even more.
And we didn't
of a
bust
fucking
his
hoot.
chops.
Bust his ass.
No.
We didn't. We did the whole show, and we didn't even bust his chops. So
That's all right.
he got away with it this month. When he shows up in
We'll
person,
save
then we'll have Adam.
Oh, you'll have your chance
Yeah,
for
that'll be
sure.
great.
He's got a couple of stories to tell.
And these two together is just absolutely fucking amazing. So we're definitely gonna have them back. So just make sure you stay tuned, and we'll get schedules together. I mean, scheduling is always the issue.
Appreciate it. Appreciate your guys' flexibility with this.
I do have one quick
By the
question.
way, quick,
Sure.
thanks for stopping your Thursday night show, because I do that now. And
Oh, are you doing it now? We wondered who inherited that.
that's mine now.
We knew it if they put
That's
Gary Jeff.
put a lot of money in my pocket. So,
Did it?
so thank you
Really?
for that. I
Oh, they're
appreciate it.
paying you? Sweet.
Well, hell yeah, I'm getting
Good
paid.
deal.
Doing it for free, man.
Psychological toll it took on us.
Well, you can't.
He
You know,
goes,
You can't have George Vogel on every week.
No.
I mean, that's.
No.
I love George. Did you see the podcast we did with him? You should watch that.
With Vogel?
one.
All right.
George Vogel.
Yeah. The
He's talking
goat.
Man, we should have you and Gamble and George Vogel at the same time. That would be.
That'd be great. You guys would end up be here.
We,
We have-
wouldn't have to say a word.
we have a hard enough,
We
we have a hard enough time getting our three schedules, and,
Uh,
and more so.
well,
Well,
mine and
Vogel's
yours.
retired. Though.
He can do it. He can
easy.
do it. He's begging to do it now.
He's easy.
And maybe have Wildman Walker roll in.
Yeah.
Jazzy. Oh boy.
Beep.
Hurricane, will you pick
beep,
that up and put it in his
beep.
car?
Yeah.
Oh, juice.
We did have.
You're the
we,
biggest one among us.
we
thought
did
you had
have
the
fun.
most strength.
We did
You
have
were
fun.
fucking sitting there bullshitting.
We did have fun with him though.
Oh yeah, I had a great
We're
time with
busting
it.
balls.
Oh,
But
dude, he's
Oh,
a
when he
ball
wanted me to
buster
drive
the
to
nth degree.
Silverton, fucking 5 o'clock on a Friday night to pick up a copy of the book, and they told me it was $20. I was like, I just want to flip through the fucker so I can interview you on it, but that's fine.
Yeah,
And then I was going to charge him $40 to be on the podcast. I was going
you
to
should have.
drop that little dime on.
Nobody
Sunday when I
rides
did.
for free, brother.
Yeah, he used to own a bar up in St. Bernard.
Yeah.
And we went there for his
What was the honestly,
anniversary.
What was the bar like?
exactly what you're thinking. So we went in. I'm sure Prisoner was playing, and
He said he couldn't get people to show up for Bengals games.
No.
Now I don't have to wonder why, do I?
well, we went up and we were going to do some shots because it was, I think, the 3rd anniversary of the place, and we're like thinking, oh, he's going to buy us a round of shots for the celebrate. No, it's like shots were at the time, and this was like 60 years ago. He's like, they're $3 a piece, and I'm like, Juice, come on, you can do better than that. He's like, $3. $3. I'm like, your 3rd anniversary. I'm not coming for your 10th anniversary, you dick. So
It'll be $10.
yeah, $10 a shot. But anyway, he's a character to be sure. And again, appreciate it. We'll get Gamble out here, and you're gonna have him tell him your story about his strip club story.
Yes.
We all got good strip club stories, so he'll tell you that one.
I do have one quick question for
Yes,
you,
sir.
and it's one I normally ask Dan, but in the cornhole thing with those bags throughout the course of a match, they get worn and fuzzy sometimes. You guys gotta manscape them.